Hello, Facebook. My name is Wesley Quilford. I'm the Artistic and Executive Director of the Highland Arts Theatre, and I'm here on this lovely Tuesday with some very exciting announcements. We've been diligently working behind the scenes and waiting and waiting and waiting for some kind of indication of what the fall might look like in terms of restrictions and COVID and Nova Scotia in general. The 5-phase plans have been, I guess, delayed or at least are being kept for now while the provincial election takes place. So while we don't have official information yet, we couldn't wait any longer, and we wanted to at least share with you what our hopes and dreams are for our upcoming fall season. I can't believe it's already well into August, and as much as we are excited for the rest of the summer season, we do have things that we want to announce. So thanks for joining us for this live. And again, just a general disclaimer that all of these things may change once we find out what happens. But we are hopefully feeling more optimistic than not. We're so lucky that vaccination rates have been so high in Nova Scotia. We trust that will continue to go up, and hopefully we will have much more positive news going forward. However, even if we don't, again, we've been so lucky. Most of this year we've been able to operate at a limited capacity. We just finished a wonderful run of the Sea Shanty show, and San Juan is our final summer show starting next week. However, without further ado, here are our fall hopes, dreams, wild expectations, and hopefully the fall season. So first of all, this is the only thing that is official, and in fact, tickets will be available for free as part of Radical Access starting next week. Radical Access donors have access this week. And that's a show we already announced, Something to Sing About, created and music directed by Kieran McGilvery, featuring a fabulous cast. This is a concert hopefully celebrating your favorite Canadian folk singer-songwriters, but with possibly your favorite songs that you've never heard yet from those artists. It's a great lineup. Kieran's been working on this for over a year. It was supposed to happen in June, and now we're finally excited to release it to the public this September, starting September 7th. So stay tuned for that. If you're a Radical Access donor, you'll be able to book your tickets this week, and if you're not, that's okay. You can book them next week. And again, that show will be free of charge and is in fact our 12th and final show of Radical Access Year 1. Which is very exciting and segues exactly into the next big event, which we've already announced, and that is Hat Telethon Radical Access Year 2. And that will be the weekend immediately following Something to Sing About on September 19th. Mark your calendars. We had an enormous success with our first telethon last year. Again, this was postponed because of the third wave shutdown. However, the timing couldn't be better, as we will have finished our 12th free Radical Access show, and then right away we'll be jumping into the second year telethon. Obviously, this means everything after this point is still up in the air. We'll be very soon announcing more details about the telethon and all of our goals for Radical Access Year 2. But hopefully, if we continue to have the tremendous support we've had, and hopefully can gain some new supporters to take the place of people who have had to drop out over the course of the year, we certainly intend to keep going, and all of our main stage productions going forward, we hope and are planning to be free thanks to Radical Access. But stay tuned on September 19th. You'll get to see all of the surprises, all of the fun, and you'll be able to participate in making sure that we can continue our goal and our mission as Canada's first professional community-funded theatre. So, again, because of both the questions of Radical Access and the questions of provincial restrictions, everything past September 19th is still tentative, but if we can go ahead, and we expect we will, we've got some really terrific things. Starting at the end of October, finally, after several years, we are bringing you a new dark comedy play by the fabulous Kat Sandler. As you may recall, she wrote some of our most successful comedies in the past, Punch Up, which has gone on to be done several times, as well as Sucker from 2016. This is a new play that debuted only a couple of years ago at the Tarragon Theatre, and it is called Yaga by Kat Sandler. We're really, really excited. I think this is maybe my favorite Kat Sandler script. It's very funny, it's very spooky, perfect for Halloween time, and some really fascinating ideas as well, as per we would come to expect. In brief, the story involves two police officers who are investigating a string of local murders in a small town. And I don't want to give too much away, but as the mystery unfolds, it may involve the reincarnation of the legend of Baba Yaga, a Eastern European witch figure from folklore. So there's some really cool spooky elements. It's very very funny. There's a great mystery, some great twists and turns, and we are really excited to be bringing you this, directed by Annie Valentina, who is the Associate Artistic Director of Neptune Theatre. So we've been trying to get Annie here for a while, and we cannot wait. We're really, really excited. Following that, another big announcement. In November, our next big production is it's pretty special. It's a musical review of Broadway favorites, both some of your favorites that you'd already know, as well as some you might not know. But it's a little bit different than some of the other reviews we've put together. This has been officially sanctioned and compiled by Musical Theatre International, who handles the rights for, I would say, most of the major Broadway musicals. It's a global, worldwide event. What they've done is put together some of the most inspirational, exciting songs from across decades of musical theater history, and created a new musical review that they've offered to theaters all around the world. They put together the music, they put together the projection design, and it's meant to be a return to as close as we're going to get to normal. So we'll be joining hundreds of theaters around the world on the same weekend, November 11th to 14th. And hopefully, if things go well, this might be our first show with full or close to full capacity. So again, we'll be announcing more details as they come, but it's going to be a really spectacular show. If you loved the Sea Shanty show, if you love something to sing about, or Here Comes the Sun, it'll be in that vein. But probably by far the biggest cast we'll have had in the past year. A lot of familiar faces that you might not have seen on stage in maybe 2 years or more, and hopefully a much more robust audience. So stay tuned. That is, again, all tentative. The only other tidbit I'll release is that we will be having auditions for that show as well as the whole season, but we will also be heavily featuring our Academy resident company students of all ages from the fall semester. So if you're really gunning to get on stage and looking for an opportunity, we'll be announcing the Hat Academy fall schedule next week, but I highly recommend you look at our adult resident company, our junior resident company, or our high school resident company, or our junior resident company, because all of those classes will be featured, assuming that we're allowed to have those numbers. That's the official fall season main stage series, or at least what we hope will be the main stage series. However, if things go well, we will of course be doing another bonus production in December leading up to Christmas, and I'm really, really hoping, and again, we'll just cross all our fingers and toes, but if we are allowed to do so, we are planning the return of our fabulous flagship production, A Christmas Carol. It was very strange not getting to do this production last year. However, because of the size and scope of the production, it certainly wasn't possible. Time will tell. I mean, we're obviously not out of the clear completely with the pandemic, and especially going into the winter, we're all worried about what that might mean. However, if things stay as good as they currently are in Nova Scotia, we're looking forward to bringing back this cast of 40 plus performers, actors, singers, dancers, musicians, and again, hopefully a full to capacity audience. So stay tuned. We'll have more and more details as they come, and we'll keep you updated as always. Tickets for all of those shows I've just announced won't be available until after September 19th regardless, because we'll be waiting for the results of the second telethon, and that will determine the price for some of them, whether they're free or whether we have to go back to charging individually, which I personally hate. Who likes to buy tickets and pay money for it? It's absolutely very passe. But we'll also by that point have a much better idea of what restrictions will look like. So stay tuned. And I hinted at this, but if you are someone who is interested in performing, whether you are maybe one of our veteran performers who hasn't had a lot of opportunities lately, or if you're someone who's never stepped foot on stage or only taken classes before, who'd like to shot at potentially getting their big debut, We will be having general auditions that will cover whatever the fall ends up uh, actually looking like, as well as anything going forward in the new year. And those auditions will be, I believe, the second weekend of September. I think it's going to be the 10th and 11th. But stay tuned. In the next couple of days, we'll be announcing officially about that. And anyone across Cape Breton or indeed across Nova Scotia will have the opportunity to send in an audition tape or come in person and strut your stuff a little bit. Show us what you're interested in. And there's going to be a lot of opportunities, hopefully a lot of big shows where we'll be able to feature a lot of new and beloved talent from Cape Breton and otherwise. So thank you so much. Stay tuned, and I hope everyone has a terrific rest of your summer. Stay safe, get vaccinated if you haven't, and we'll see you very soon. Take care.